The idea is very simple, but it was so sweet, and then it just grew.
Keeping some of those hats for next year and even doing, like, you know, we gave out a couple hundred hats over this summer, but like next year there's no reason we couldn't do 1,000 hats across the city kind of thing.
I mean, I think from what I've been hearing and how well it's been working and how well people have, you know, bought into it and how people are using it and it's helping them, like for sure I would be definitely willing to do it in more areas in town for sure.
So we have started a campaign recently called Random Hats of Kindness. And it's it's a new campaign that we're doing, and it's very low cost, but it has big reach, which is kind of a trendy name for a way of looking at how you fund projects. We receive donations of hats from the Border Cats organization, the Lakehead Region Conservation Authority, as well as some community members now have come forward with hats, and staff here at NorWest Community Health Centres. And we tagged all those hats with little pieces of paper that said, I am not lost. If you need a hat, please feel free to take me. Have a safe summer, and do that by seeking shade, putting a hat on, and staying hydrated. And we hung them in high traffic areas around the East End. So fence posts, the local pool, playgrounds. And typically by now people know, like, that they've seen these hats here enough that if they need one, they can come and grab one, and if not. There's not many tables where the Border Cats, the Lakehead Region Conservation Authority, a health center, and some community volunteers could sit down and be like, what could we do?
So Michelle came up to me, she sent me an email about this Random Hats of Kindness campaign that she wanted to do. And it sounded really interesting to me, and you know, one of our goals here at Border Cats is to be out in the community as much as possible and help wherever we can. And this just seemed like a cool, you know, new, unique way of doing that.
We've been having bags of hats and boxes of hats down at reception dropped off by other community members saying, like, oh, I won all these hats at a golf tournament and I want to give them to you guys to use. So really it's already started that reach, in that folks are seeing the little things that they can do just sitting in their house to help the greater community.
I mean, I think a campaign like this is good in general, just from, you know, what it's doing. Like it kind of works with our values here at Border Cat Baseball, where we're just trying to build a community, and around that area, that's what they're trying to do. And I think it's a great cause. Like around that area, I mean, the last week it was so hot here, man, and like if people down there don't have hats or, you know, water or sunscreen, like it's going to be a hard day, especially if you're spending most of it outside, which what Michelle was explaining, a lot of people in that community do. They spend a lot of time outside during the summer.
Needing a hat is not a sign of distress. It could be eventually, you know, some of those families that are getting those hats could look at that as like, okay, I got that hat from NorWest, and if I really need something more than a hat, I could go there if they needed me, or if I needed them. I get to have this bird's eye view because I know the hats that went out. And so when I see kids like a couple weeks later wearing those hats, and sometimes you'll see people wearing them with the tag still that has like, if you need a hat, take me kind of thing. And I kind of sit back and go like, wow, that worked. Like someone has a hat from that campaign, and like I was the vessel, we were the vessel, but we didn't bring all those hats to the table. We got them to where they needed to be, but you know, we played a small part in that. And from a bird's eye view, I like to look back and kind of see like, oh wow, those folks are really wearing those hats.
This is important to Thunder Bay because it gives us opportunities to all contribute to make living in Thunder Bay a better experience, and it comes very very naturally to us because it's a little idea, and it's been done before, but it's grown. So what we want to do is not lose that opportunity, use that as an example, and come up with some more ideas of random hats of kindness.
Because we do have a bit of momentum right now with this, I think there is a good possibility that's going to continue through the winter months with hats and mitts and scarves. We do have an on-site, a program that meets on-site, our craft group, and there is interest. They're learning new skills in terms of crocheting and knitting, and they would love to be able to contribute to something like that. We also really want to give folks the opportunity in the community who knit and crochet and things like that, a place to get those to folks that need them. So I think that there is momentum for this to continue throughout the winter and then even blow this up bigger in 2019 and get hats across the city if we can. This is legit. This isn't even fake. Here I'm doing this. No, this is good. This is good timing because it's a long weekend. Even though it's not supposed to be hot, it'd be a good reminder.